real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Amy Lee Baker says the defendant is her father, but he didn't play a role in her life until she was 16 years old. Amy Lee says she moved in with her father after getting pregnant, but he kicked her and her boyfriend out and refuses to return her baby's belongings. Defendants Laura Mann and Timothy Baker say Amy Lee's mother kept her away from Timothy for 16 years, and she assaulted Amy Lee when she was 8 months pregnant. Timothy's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Well, my whole life, I've never really known my dad. He's never been there. He left my mom when I was born, but I don't blame him for my problems. And
That's
when I
not
was
true. I
about
didn't believe
11, he stopped coming around completely. When I was 16, he wanted to be my dad again, so I let him. And when I got pregnant in October of 2010, when I was still 16, he wanted me and my boyfriend to move up there, even though he kept saying he wanted to kill my boyfriend.
What?
When we moved up there, he
You did move?
Yeah, we moved up to my dad's house.
Hold on. You said he told you to come up there, move with him, you and your boyfriend, and he's gonna kill your boyfriend.
No.
So you moved up there.
He put it the way he would give us jobs, he would help us out. Because even though he hates my boyfriend, he hates my mom more.
Hold on, man. Maybe I misunderstood. Did you not say that he told you he wanted to kill your boyfriend around the time he was asking you to move up there?
After we moved in, this is when he started saying it. He told my boyfriend that too. He got him in the car and said, even though you knocked my daughter up,
Oh,
I
that's
still
a
want
lie.
to kill
Hold
you.
on, sir. I got to understand what she's saying.
Yes, sir. I apologize.
It wasn't until you all moved there that he threatened to kill him.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but before he moved there, he was all right with him.
Yeah, everything was fine.
Okay. What else you want me to know?
Well, after I had my son on June 13th, everything changed. He was nice to us. And then when he changed, he just didn't want us around him. He would be mean to us. He'd call me fat.
Why do you think he changed?
He changed towards me because I wasn't pregnant anymore.
Because you weren't pregnant anymore.
He was only nice to me while I was pregnant.
Okay. And the boyfriend, he changed on him because?
Well, he was telling my boyfriend that he needed to go into the military, that that's the only way he could take care of us. And my boyfriend didn't want to. And he said, look him in the eyes and respect him. And my boyfriend said, well, you need to respect me. And that's when he kicked him out.
Oh, well, rightfully so. Go ahead. What else?
Well, he kicked us out, and I left, and he got mad, so he was hitting walls and stuff. And when I went to go get my baby's stuff out of the room, his girlfriend walked in and blocked me from taking it, put everything in the crib, things I bought that was sent to me from my grandmother, that I bought with money from my grandmother, and that I bought off a Medicaid card. They wouldn't let me take it. They had us take all our stuff outside and wait on my mom to get
All
there,
right,
lock
so
the door,
the
and
property you're suing him about is the property you have for your child at his home? And when he kicked you out, they kept the property? All right, what are the unpaid wages for?
I worked for him for a week, and his thing
For
was...
1 week? Mm-hmm. Every
his
day?
thing was, yeah. His thing was $100.
I'm going to give you a little more than $100.
That's what he was paying us.
You took that job?
I was pregnant.
Huh?
I was pregnant.
That's even more of a reason not to take it.
Yeah.
Let me hear from you now.
Yes, sir. First off, I'd like to start off by saying I love my daughter very much, and I really don't understand, or I'm really sorry that we're in this position to begin with. My daughter came to live with me after about 16 years worth of me fighting to try and see her, try and take care of her, wanting to be with her, wanting to support my child in every way. In retrospect, Your Honor, I'd had a shady past, and I'd come from the streets, and I'd worked very hard to get off of those streets and to get away from that thing, those type of things. But my ex-wife here made it.
When did you leave the streets?
15 years old, I moved out.
How long ago did you leave the streets? That's
about 12 years ago, 12 to 15 years ago.
Right.
And when I got pregnant, when I was still 16, he wanted me and my boyfriend to move up there, even though he kept saying he wanted to kill my boyfriend.
What?
Up there.
Hold on. Move with him, you and your boyfriend, and he's going to kill your boyfriend.
Plaintiff Amy Lee Baker is suing her father and his girlfriend, who claims Amy Lee called the police and falsely accused them of having drugs in their home.
During the time you allege to be fighting to see and be with your daughter, you were in the streets.
Well, it's a little bit more than just the streets. I did a lot of things that were not looked upon well by the law.
Now, assume when you say you were in the streets, you were hustling. What do you mean by the streets? In the middle of the in the middle of the road?
No, actually, well, I grew up on the streets of Charlotte, Your Honor.
What? I'm trying to understand what you mean by the streets. Because I thought I understood you to say, when you were referring to the streets, that you grew up in a hustling environment where people were involved in crime.
There you go.
And that you were in that. So, let's go back. You were trying to get her and be a part of her life,
yes, sir,
while you were engaged in criminal activity.
Absolutely, Your
Honor. All right,
That's
just trying to understand. And were you told that we don't want you to be around the baby, the daughter, because you're a criminal?
No.
Was that ever? What were you told? Why wouldn't they let you around?
No, my ex-wife, for some reason, has some type of mental thing going on where she wants to be the only one that controls my daughter.
For all these years?
Absolutely. She lives off of her. Yeah,
Okay.
she has no job. She has no career, no drive, no ambition. She wants to do nothing with her life. She lives off of my daughter, Medicaid, food stamps.
Ma'am, you wanted to speak? State your name.
I'm Janetta Baker, and I'm his current wife. We are not divorced.
Oh,
Number two,
okay.
his trying to pay child support. This is proof that he is currently $20,000 behind, over $20,000.
$20,000. He said he's been fighting to be a part of her life, fighting to take care of her.
Fought to be a part of her life. I fought trying to get him to be a part of her life.
To pay this $20,000, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even know there was child support on me because I went to her.
Because you didn't pay.
No, not at all. Actually, I did pay. I paid her $2,000 to drop child support so that me and her could have a normal relationship and raise my daughter properly. After I did so, she, of course, took the money, ran right back
to the problem. All this game ain't nothing. I was in the street and I obviously did it better than you because your lies are no good. I tried and fought to take care of my daughter. First thing you said, I fought to take care.
I did.
You don't have to fight to pay child support.
I didn't even know I had child support.
Your Honor, thank you.
Come on, man. How do you
moved
respond to
out
the
of the
property
state.
she said you withheld, sir?
It's not withholding anything. It didn't belong to her.
Okay. Who did it belong to?
We purchased the property back in, what was it, April?
Yeah, April, May.
April, May. I purchased the cribs, the bassinets, all of the things for my home only. I purchased them for my house. And
did you tell her that?
Absolutely, 100% I did.
Yes,
because of the fact the living conditions at her mother's house, and the reason why she came to live with me to begin with was because her mother, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Let me see that, please.
The wonderful parent over here actually assaulted my daughter while she was pregnant in her 8th month, punched her in the face. I had to go down there. She moved in with me because her mother this entire time, who's claiming to be this wonderful parent, had been taking my daughter, doing drugs with my daughter, engaged, had a 17-year-old child, man at the time, living with my 13-year-old daughter in her room. My daughter came to me crying because her mother was beating her.
That's not true.
Well, you told the police that.
No, that statement was taken the day when I told the police.
Whatever it was taken, you told the police that she hit you in the face.
That's not what I told the police. The police.
I'm reading it. She struck you in the face with her fist. That's what you told the police, ma'am. Okay. Now, if you lied to the police, then you're a liar.
No, I didn't.
And I can't believe you today.
No, I didn't.
Why do you think they put that?
They put that because when I went to take I had her phone and she went to take it back. Her hand hit my face and scratched it down. They put that in there like.
No,
that's not true.
They say you.
We had to go to the hospital and get her.
I told them that she scratched my face when she went to take her phone, and that's how they put it.
Yeah. Now I don't believe you, now, ma'am. Your counterclaim for emotional distress is for what, sir?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. My daughter moved down with me, or up with me. Jan had gone to the police because my daughter didn't want to go back and live with her.
Who was Jan, the ex-wife or the current wife? You really got it out for her, don't you? Go ahead.
No, well, she left.
She's not coming back either. She left and she's not coming back. So leave her alone. Go ahead.
Amy had left. Amy had left her mother. Right. Yeah, she came to move with me, and on the date of 6/10, Jan sent the police up here and called them and told them that she had custody of my daughter. My daughter was 17 years old and had left because of the violence. So at 6:10, the police came to the house, forced my daughter to leave, even though she didn't want to. She left against her will. We went back down to Chester. And I think at 6:23, we actually ended up down there. And the police officers actually turned her back over to me. Jan was holding her against her will.
And she said she wished to go with you.
That's correct.
Ma'am, did you tell the police that?
Yes.
Why?
Because my son, when I was pregnant, had a hole in his stomach and his intestines were out. The only specialist was in Charlotte.
Specialist,
My father lives in Charlotte. That's why I moved up there initially, and he knew that.
The emotional distress is for what exactly?
Here we go.
Tell me.
These are text messages from my daughter to us.
Saying what?
My daughter had contacted me over 100 times, 200 actually, back and forth text messages.
That's a good daughter. I wish my kids would call me 100
Threatening
times.
us.
I can't get them to return my call half the time.
Not like this, you don't.
like that.
Huh?
They were threatening to sue us. They were threatening to take us to court, even went as far as to contact the police and tell them that we had drugs in our home.
Let's see that. You have that report? Ma'am, did you do
absolutely
this?
be on 610.
Why?
Because the whole time I was there and while I was pregnant, they were smoking weed. The whole house
That's
smelled
not
like
true.
weed.
That's a
And when
lie.
I called the police
That
to
is
go
a
up
lie.
to get my stuff, they asked if there was anything in the house, and I told them yes, they smoke weed.
You called them to get your things. That's
If
the
you'll-
reason you called them?
I called them to get my things, and when they told me that they wouldn't open the door, that I could not get my things, I told them, well, they do have drugs in the house. They smoke weed. They have smoked weed the whole time.
Yeah.
They gave me a jewelry box that smelled like weed.
Plaintiff Amy Lee Baker is suing her father and his girlfriend, who claims Amy Lee called the police and falsely accused them of having drugs in their home.
Timothy's girlfriend did not grant police access to the house.
Not at
She
all.
called Timothy, who came home. Timothy called the division team office and spoke to Sergeant. Sergeant checked to see what the phone number the drug complaint came from and found that it was Amy's cell phone. Oh, you didn't openly tell them. They had to trace where the drug complaint
Right.
came
I
from.
told the police that it was me.
Well, they say you didn't. They
I
said
told
they had
them
to
not to
trace
tell
it.
them
Ma'am, they
that it
said
was
they
me
had
calling.
to trace the number.
I told
Meaning
the
you
police.
reported it as if you were reporting it anonymously against them. Ma'am, I don't believe a
Absolutely.
word you say.
If you'll notice on the text
Your
message,
claim is dismissed. Yours is granted for emotional distress. Have a good day.
thank you very much. Thank you, Robin. Amy,
Don't talk.
I love you.
Do not talk to me because you lied. You
You're a
stood here
liar.
and you lied.
You know what?
stupid
The two of you guys-
You lied with that stupid slut beside you. I hate you and I hope you die. Don't ever
your
talk to me
life.
again. Don't ever talk
Enjoy
to me.
your life, little lady.
You know what?
Call me when you're 30.
You always have been. See
The
you
judge is
in
gone.
In October.
You're a lying
yeah, you're
whore.
right. I'm a
It's
when it comes to
not
your
my fault.
weird-
To pay your bills.
Yeah, hey, you'll be back in prison again soon.
You know he's a liar.
He's a crackhead and liar.
Everybody knows that.
Just like his little slut that wants to be a 40-year-old stripper, little nasty thing, when his daughter talks junk about her because she don't know how to be a parent because she's not a parent.
Oh, honey, you'd never be as
Like
good.
my mother's bitch, I don't
You'll
be
never
your
be
kids.
as
Your
good
kids
as
left you because you're nothing but a stupid slut.